And what we envisioned in Grand New Party was the right as a culturally creative, dynamic force that was offering this moral ethical synthesis that actually made sense and that you could kind of champion and carry forward. And I don't know if we have that.
But centrally that had some very specific economic policies.
Yes.
Policies for how the government taxes and spends and regulates, right? That were supposed to be not just winning working class votes, but building a more prosperous middle-class American future. And so let's look back at the first Trump presidency and then forward to the new Trump presidency to ask, were there in the first few years of the Trump presidency something that looked like a forward-looking economic policy agenda for middle-class America, do you think?
This is an area where I suspect you and I have some subtle differences of perspective. I guess I'm a big trade-off obsessive, and just the idea that, when you have a package deal, this thing has to fit with this thing. So for example, you could say that I want to have no immigration or very little immigration or radically reduced immigration, but also I'm going to embrace trade. And I'm going to say that, okay, that means that we're going to import more strawberries, or we're going to, import, more of this or that, things that are low-skill, labor-intensive goods, and, we'll do that. That's one formula. Or you could say you're going to have a selective immigration policy and we're going to embrace trade. You know what I mean? I think that there are a lot of things about that Trump moment because you had all these outsiders who were coming in and they had conflicting imperatives. There were some people who came in and were like, let's hope that Trump just isn't serious about his trade agenda or about the idea of making a radical break with Romney-Ryanism or what have you. And let's just kind of see if we can be chill and just kind of hope everything's going to be fine and it's largely rhetorical. Then there were other people who were real post-neoliberals, anti-neoliberals, and, who didn't have cadres. And so they were trying to coexist with one another in this White House where it was, one voice was dominant one day and, Steve Bannon had one perspective and Steve Moore had a different perspective.
Right. Well, that's a good way to distill it, right?